So every Monday, I would have to either go to Latino, to the Ice House. I would either have to go to Laugh Factory or the Improv. So class would start at 7. So I go in there, lurk till about 8:15, and go, hey, I got to get out of here.
Get the fuck out of
and he would lose his mind. Where you going? I got to do some comedy. Okay. And then one night he asked me, he goes, when you go down to the comedy store, who's down there? And I said something to him, like Andrew Dice Clay or something, like on Monday nights.
Name.
And he was like, do you know him? And I go, yeah, I talk to him once in a while, you know. And he was like, good to know. He's a piece of shit. And he just started going off.
Because he just didn't like his comedy.
I found out later, years later, I bumped into him. His wife died. So I sent him like a note. And he told me that, you know, he had hired him for something, and then he didn't do, you know, Andrew's crazy. He didn't do the pitch with him, so he wasted time and all this shit. And that was it.
Yeah.
I went to that place, and then I went to, with everybody on my back, I went to Ivana Chubbuck.
Oh, yeah. Very good teacher.
Very good
I met
teacher.
her and had a little correspondence with her because she saw me do stand-up once. And I had a long talk with her. She's the real deal.
Good lady. No, good lady. And listen, man.
Charlize Theron, she helped a lot of motherfuckers.
Charlize and the other girl.
She has a long list of very successful actors.
But she won 2 Oscars in a row.
Yeah.
The girl who won it before.
You know what? Charlize Theron and the girl who was in $1 Million Baby, right?
Her and the black girl. The African American, Halle Berry.
Halle Berry. There you go.
And I remember that going to that class, it was the same thing. You have to start in beginner. And the guy liked me. And I know, you know what started happening? I started booking.
Yeah.
After I joined the class, like after 4 weeks, I started booking. And he was like, what's going on with you? I'm like, I'm booking, bitch. Whatever you're teaching me is working,
bro.
you know?
That's what happened to me.
You start booking in class. You start booking, you know. And it's really weird because everybody else is worried about scenes.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to believe this. I have the scene from Carlito's
You're
Way.
thinking about getting a fucking job.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting a fucking job.
Back then when we were coming up, if you got a job on a TV show, it wasn't like today. If you got a job on a TV show, the world knew your name and you were going to buy a house. Like, you made money. What people don't realize, and correct me if I'm wrong, nobody was making money doing stand-up. You didn't have social media. You couldn't curate your own audience. If you were making $5,000 a weekend, that was a fucking fortune. Nobody. I remember when Zach Galifianakis told me he whispered it to me. He goes, I'm making $10,000. I went, what the stand-up? Nobody was making money. Like, now you can curate your own audience. You're making $10 million a year, and you've been in the game for 5 years. Back then, you did stand-up because maybe you'd get a fucking sitcom and you could eat well and have a house. You know, you had that dream. Like, if you got anything like a Will and Grace or a Friends, get the fuck, you'd hear these stories. It's like, I'm going to buy a Porsche. For me, it was like, I get to drink really good wine and the whole fucking thing. It was never about the art. But you know what I'm saying? And pilot season, and there'd be a small number of slots and you had to compete with that shit.
I remember booking like my first pilot. I was ready to buy a house with no money. And it was an hour drama for CBS. And they gave the director $1 million to direct it. And they're like, when I was shooting it, they're like, dog,
this is going.
You might as well go buy a Lamborghini and shit. I'm like, come on.
I always say that to you.
I'm like, come on, guys. And I didn't say a word. Like, I was old enough already.
Every pilot that's ever been shot, they say that.
I was 35. I remember when I heard about Friends, that the motherfucking writer from Friends gave each of those 6 motherfuckers
a Porsche. Right?
No, he gave them $500, and he said, walk through the casino. When they shot the pilot for Friends, after the pilot, he goes, walk through the casino. This will be the last time you'll be able to walk through a casino.
Wow.
Without getting fucking mobbed.
That's cool.
That is fucking crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of dudes come and go. And I've seen a lot of guys buy shit they couldn't afford. It's like, my buddy gets a series. I never forgot this. And he goes, you got to see my new house. So I come in and I look at the house. And he's doing a series. Now, I've been in the game for a while. And I look at the house. And I swear to God, I went like this. I look at him. I go, how much does this house cost? He goes, about 1.6. I go, 1.6? I go, what'd you put down? He goes, 20%. So I know the math right away. Because I look at him, I go, you're going to make $45,000 before you wake up in the morning, right? He goes, yeah, a little more. I go, and I remember going, you're going to be out of this house in 6 months. I call him up 6 months later. I go, how you doing? He goes, I'm turning into the skid. I go, bro, yeah, because your series didn't go. Because it didn't go. Because it never goes. And you got yourself leveraged. You can't buy the house before you have the money in the bank. I don't know how many actors I saw do that. Because they're actors. And because you think it's going to keep going. Yeah. Back then, you could do that. Back then, you can get a mortgage.
It's fucking crazy.
Bro.
I have a list. I could sit here, give me a week, and I'll have 100 names of people.
Dub David up. You know the guy who he bought a Rolls Royce, he got a development deal out of Montreal. 6 months later, he's living in the fucking car. And that's a true story.
That, guys, and this is it. And people have no idea. I could sit here, give me a week, and we could do a podcast again. Yeah. Of just like, you know how I read the 9/11 names on Sunday? We could just read the fucking names of people who just fucking booked the pilot, lost their minds.
You'd be there all day.
Oh my God, guys. This is such a great topic because I could go for hours with this.
Oh, yeah.
And this is how you learn when you see people actually crumble. Like, guys, there was one guy one year in Montreal. I do not know what his name was. This has to be 2003.
Yeah.
Went up to Montreal, good looking. He looked like fucking Superman before he fell off the horse. What's his name? Christopher Reeves. He looked beautiful. This man was beautiful, dog. Yep. He walked into I'll never forget, he walked into the comedy store like a Tuesday night. He had 6 Jews with him, you know, agents with suits on. That's when agents did shit with you, like 8 of them.
Well, it was all the mafia. You had to have a manager and an agent.
He had everybody.
Yeah, you're going to see a 30-year check. That's how it was. A 30-year check.
Fucking crazy.
If you're making $7,500 a week, which I was on Mad TV, I don't know how it happened, $1,500. I don't know where the fuck the money went. Bro, I'd be like, how the fuck? It's $1,500. My dad was like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not doing anything. I got a business manager. A business manager? Yeah, they told me. They all talk to each other. A third of my money. I'm a fucking, you know.
Guys, it's crazy how, oh my God, I saw a guy next to me buy a Porsche with his stripper girlfriend. We lived in a fucking 1-bedroom apartment next to me.
It's called wishful thinking. It's called optimism.
Oh my God. And I wouldn't buy shit. When I shot that pilot, they were telling me all these numbers. I think the number for me was 18.5. I couldn't even.
Oh, bro.
I couldn't even.
A week?
Yeah.
That's so much money.
That was the drama.
$18,000 a week. That's so much money.
When I booked the pilot, the agent at the pilot goes, we have to call him back and get I'll never forget this, because they gave me $25,000 just to move here.
Wow.
Okay, so they gave me $25,000, but I was minus $200,000. So I don't want people to go, you got $25,000. No. First of all, $25,000 after an agent and attorney is fucking 20
It's about
G's.
12 grand. It's about 12
grand.
grand.
It's about 12 grand. Just figure that.
And that's a fact.
So when I moved down here, they were like, okay, you know, you're going to get, I don't know what it was for the pilot. I have no idea, maybe $1,500 or something like that. But then the agent goes, we have to call and get your quote for this.
And what they don't know is we do it for fucking free.
We do it. I would do it for free then.
Fucking